Hey, I'm Rob, and in this episode, we're going to continue with this little ear training game we've been playing. Welcome to Spotify Roulette, the random Spotify challenge where I spin a wheel, I pick a song from the current top 50 on Spotify, and I have to learn it by ear completely cold. I'll listen to it once, then I'll react to it in real time, and then go back and try to break down the chords, the structure, any important themes, then transcribe it as if I had to play it for a gig this weekend. No prep, no sheet music or tabs, just my ears, my instrument, and whatever the wheel picks out for me. So let's go ahead and spin this thing, see what we're working with today. All right, let's go ahead and spin this wheel here. Okay, looks like we have Chappell Roan, the subway. So now I have heard of Chappell Roan, and I've heard the Pink Pony Club song. I have not heard this one yet, so I'm interested. You know, she's from kind of in the same region I'm from, so I know there's a lot of fans in the college town that I live in here, so yeah, let's check it out. The Subway by Chappell Roan. All right, we're going in. Chappell Roan, the Subway. Is it Chappell or Chapel? I don't know. I might be mispronouncing that, but we have the official music video here, and we're off. Okay, so we got some acoustic guitar. We have a little bit of, a second guitar part with some higher arpeggiated chords there. Let's keep it going. Here, I think I hear. That sounds like a 5 chord there. I think we're working with a, okay, so just a hunch. I think we are working with a 1-6-4-5 progression here. We'll see if I'm wrong or right later. Sounds kind of like we're into a second set of chords here, so this might be a B section. Nice little breakdown there. Kind of drops off. There's some, lingering reverb there with once it drops off. Just a nice kind of laid back mellow song so far. So we'll keep it rolling. Some guitar chords in the background there. Might have another little chord there. Little synth coming in the background. This kind of reminds me of like a 80s ballad a little bit. 80s pop ballad. Hair stuck in the door. Ouch. Definitely some really nice harmonies going on in the background. Some ahs and, multiple vocal tracks panned between the left and right. Very good production. I don't expect any less from a huge pop star like Chappell Roan. There's some strings in the background. Sounds like they're kind of, I think I kind of recognize that little chord movement there. We'll see if I'm right or wrong once I pick up my guitar, but kind of sounds like they're doing, one chord, like say, like an A major, and then go into the A minor there. I'm kind of working around with the rest of the chords. Let's see. Or whatever key, not locked in on A.
just another girl on the subway. She's got away.
It's like a little filter there.
She's got away.
We've had a lot of ballads here, which ballads must be pretty popular right now. I know that ballads always give you a lot of emotion. We are living in an emotional world right now. It's a lot of drama, over the top kind of stuff, which really works for this. I've only ever heard that Pink Pony Club song by Chaperone, like I said. She really has a great voice. Wow, listen to those high notes she's hitting there. More strings in the background. Quite a few vocal tracks going on there. At least from what it sounds like. Okay. All right, so some of my initial thoughts here, like I mentioned in there, I've been hearing a lot of ballads. I don't know if that's just by coincidence from spinning the wheel. But yeah, it seems like maybe 5 or 10 years ago, there were a lot of really driving pop themes. And, now we're kind of getting into an era in pop music where people are focusing on the emotion and, the voice a little bit more instead of just relying on the rhythm and things. There may be a third section of chords in there. I don't know. I don't quite know. I think I just heard really a first set and a second set. We'll find out getting into these chords. But yeah, let's go ahead and get back in here and take a listen to this. All right, let's give this another listen and try to figure out some chords here. Got the intro part to get through. We're working in B flat, one of my favorite sounding keys. Boom. I'm guessing that goes up to the 6. And it does, which is going to be G. Okay, so I think that might be the 2 minor there. Let's listen to that one more time. We'll catch it. Four. 1. I think that goes back to the 5 before the 4. Okay. All right, so far my first guess is going to be a 1, 1. We're in the key of B flat. 1, 6, 2, which is a minor. 6 is also a minor. 5. Then in the chorus part, 4, 1, 5. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, maybe go back and take a look at my chord progressions video. That'll shed a little bit of light on what I'm talking about when it comes to the number system here. But this is very learnable stuff for anyone in music. And you just kind of have to rely on your ears a little bit, which you can train yourself to do that. You know, not everybody is born with the skill of learning by ear. You know, this is something you can learn. So, enough of that little speech there. I think that's where we're at. Like a B flat major to a G minor to a C minor, and then to an F, which is going to be your 5 chord. 5 chord is typically a signal. Something's going to go back to the root, or the tonic, or the 1 chord, which would be B flat major. Okay. We have some chords there. Back it up. Four, 1, 4. That sounds like I might have to put my headphones in. I can't. It's kind of faint on my iPad speakers, if you can imagine that. Okay. Yep. I think that's that spot where I was thinking boom, major to the minor, back to the 1. So 4. I think that's what we're doing. We're going to have to go back and listen to that, but I think that we're on the 4, which is going to be it's going to be an E flat major, E flat minor, and B flat major. So listen to that one more time. I'm going to back it up a little bit. I think that's it. I think they're probably using an inversion of that chord a little bit lower on the fretboard. Ooh, lost my light here. Sound effects are distracting me. Boom, boom, 4. Hang on that one more time. Back to the 1, to the 5, to the 4. Hang on that 4 one more time, and back to the 1. Until we go back up to the 5. Bow down, do. All right, so we have an E flat. Okay, and then what was that? Okay. Oh. I think that's what we're doing here. That's kind of what it sounds like. Okay, now how do I know what to play here? So Well, I knew that we were on the 4 chord, which is going to be E flat. There's, you know, your A shape. You have your 5th string root E flat right here. Well, on the back side of that, we have the C shape with our pinky being the root. Remember, that's our C shape right here. If we were to play it in C, we're just moving that up here and kind of rearranging your fingers. It's not the easiest chord to play, but you can minimize that. You know, you can take your pinky off and just play those 3 notes. Okay, then if we want to make it minor, we drop the 3rd a half step. The 3rd is going to be right here. Okay, so yeah, I mean, and then right there's your B flat. It's the A shape. Here's your B flat. That's your root. Okay. Just making it really simple right there. That's all just the, you know, your basic cage fundamentals, or, you know, like I like to call it, Gecka. All right, I had a little bit of a sneezing fit there, so I had to pause, but I went back and I checked out the chords with my headphones on just to kind of get the overall song structure down, wrote out how many times it goes through everything, and really, you know, it kind of all started to make sense how it all fit together. But I was going back and listening, you know, we do have a few chords that we want to hit that, like a second electric guitar part's playing at the beginning. I went ahead and threw on a little bit of modulated reverb, which has like kind of a swooshy chorus effect and a little bit of analog delay in there. It's kind of what it sounds like. But anyway, I had already recorded this live but got into the sneezing fit, so I can't quite do the ear thing because I've already learned it. But we'll go back. Oh man. Starting to feel like I have to sneeze again here. All right. 'Tis the season. It's getting toward fall. Okay, so how do you figure that stuff out? So what you do, I mean, I kind of have an idea, feeling that we're just kind of in the middle of the fretboard here. You know, we start off with the first chord, B flat major, or B flat major. So we're going to do it based off the 6th fret here. And they're working with these 3 notes right here on the B, the G, and the D strings. Yeah, there's a little bit of a like dotted 8th note there. Right there. So you're playing that B flat major there twice. You know, you're just kind of outlining this entire chord. Just playing these 3 simple notes right here. Simplicity is really a good thing, you know, when you're going back and learning these full bar chords. That's just an outline. You know, you can play those, but, you know, you can play bits and pieces of that to get the message across. Now, that's for the first chord. The second chord is going to be a G minor, but they're staying right there on the B flat. Why? Because B flat is the 1 in the song. G minor is the 6th chord, which is the relative minor chord. You're going to be basically playing the same exact notes. So you can just hang out right here for a couple times through. All right, that was kind of sloppy, but I've only played this a couple times. Now what am I doing right there? I'm going up here. This is your C minor chord. This is the 2 chord. All right, and we're just playing, staying in those same 3 strings, the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th string. And then when they go down here, what are they doing? Well, they're playing, this is going to be your root right here, because we're playing an F. This is the 5 chord. All right, we can also play it right here, playing the C shape. And we're just sticking with those same 3 chords. Just hanging right there. See, I've only played that a couple times. All I have to do is play that, for 10 minutes straight, and I'll have that down, and not even have to think about it. So yeah, that's that part. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put this thing in ink and show you what we're working with here. All right, so I went ahead and put it in ink. I wrote it out here. Let me just go ahead and run over it with you here. So these are mostly the chords for the song Chaperone the Subway. Got your key, B flat, then A section. I would probably write it out B flat and just write the chords, but I also wrote out the actual chord names here for you. But the A section is going to be a 1-6-4 or 1-6-2-5 rather. The 6 usually minor, 2 usually minor. So yeah, it's going to be B flat, G minor, C minor, and F. That's the A section. B section, we've got a 4-1-5 or a 4-4-1-5 because I hang on to that 4 chord there, which is E flat. So we got that twice, B flat and then F. And then the C section here is when it drops out. It's going to be your 4 chord, which is major. Then they do a minor 4 chord right there, and then back to the 1. Remember, I kind of thought that was happening there just listening to it because I've heard that movement before. But I went ahead and down here wrote out the entirety of the song, all the stuff, you have your intro, your verse, your pre-chorus, which the pre-chorus is going to be the B section, and then the C section where it drops out and does the, whatever the hook is there. And then you do that twice, ABC, ABC times 2, ABC, ABC, and then it kind of, after it breaks it down in that second chorus area, it goes into this outro section, which we're playing the A section of chords. So I wrote that as an outro section since it's not just like a, 1-bar outro, song's over. They hang and ride that out for a little while. They play that 6 times, then drop it out and do that completely a cappella for 2 times through. So that's your song, Chaperone the Subway. That was a really good song. That was a really well written song, and it was a fun one to pick out, and really, like I said, a very nicely produced song. I mean, they did a really good job producing that song, which, they're paying lots and lots of money for that level of, skill when it comes to engineers and stuff. So, yeah, there you go. Chaperone the Subway. Another song in the bank here. So with that, I just wanted to thank you all for hanging around for this video. If you stay to the end, do me a favor and please subscribe to my channel. Maybe like this video. And if you have something to say about it below, please comment on the comments. And you know what? I guess we'll see you next time.